because he's so savvy with the media and he understands that I'm going to introduce him twice. I'm going to bring Taylor Lewan on right now. How are you, Taylor?
I'm great. You know what? After hearing about the Peacock app, I am dialed in. I'm going to get that as soon as this is over.
You know what? Let's just say that is this the Taylor Lewan that said he was following me years ago but really wasn't, or is this the Taylor Lewan that I've known since the beginning of time?
Be careful, Taylor.
I feel like this is tough. It's tough for me to answer this. I can't control what happens when my phone is in my pocket. All right, things happen. Buttons are pressed.
Listen, you did not unfollow me. And as you know, to unfollow somebody, it takes a couple steps or a couple cheeks.
It does.
It takes a couple cheeks.
Must be the universe telling us something. But you know what? I'm going to ignore the universe's plan right now because I'm enjoying this conversation.
All right, Taylor. So I'm about 30 seconds back until the NBCSN audience joins the show because this show is so big, it can't be distributed just by one method of distribution.
God.
And certain radio stations will rejoin us in a second. So how much time till we're back? 20 seconds. So in about 20 seconds.
We can buy in 20 seconds. Here's a quick way, easy way to do 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Busting with the boys, right? We should subscribe. We should rate 5 stars.
Okay.
I think we've mentioned you a couple times. You talked about a bus situation.
All right, hold on a second. Save the gold. We're back in literally 3 seconds here on NBCSN. Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show here on NBCSN. And the Peacock audience knows that we come back on a little bit sooner than our NBCSN audience, so they've already enjoyed the stylings, if you will, of the delightful Pro Bowl tackle of the Tennessee Titans. Taylor Lewan back here on the show. How are you, Taylor?
I'm great, man. I'm having a good little family day today on our off day.
What do you got?
At the Spirit Halloween store. Getting ready for Spooktober.
Whoa.
I'm pacing back and forth outside of the store.
Okay.
And we're about to dial in the entire house. My family and I, we thrive in October. It just kicks off the holiday season, right? You got Halloween, which is amazing. It's my favorite holiday.
Okay.
And then you got to give Thanksgiving its day. I mean, everyone, if you love it, that's great. For me, it's pickles on a sandwich. I'll take it or leave it. Okay. And then there's Christmas, right? The big shebang. That's my wife's number one go-to. So we got a little pre-Spooktober going on right now.
Yep.
Getting dialed in, getting the basement ready for when the boys come over because, COVID rules and all that. We're trying to quarantine all together and still have a little bit of camaraderie during the week.
Okay, so now how many kids do you have, Taylor Lewan?
I have 2 kids now. I have a 3-year-old who's in there.
Yep.
Probably getting nightmares as we speak. Yep. And then my youngest is with somebody right now while we're having a little oldest daughter day. She's about 7 weeks old now.
Okay, great. So, Taylor, you as a co-host of one of the most popular podcasts that's out there called Bussin' with the Boys knows that not only did I use this setup to help promote your podcast, but also I, as a host of a program that interviews expertly, if you don't mind me saying, that I know the answer to questions before I ask the question. So I know that you had 2 kids, and I know that they're of an age so young that really this is about you and your enjoyment of Halloween. This is not about making it for your kids. They'll never remember this pre-Spooktober,
No doubt.
Taylor.
No doubt. You're right. And this year we usually do like a super scary, right? The limbs hanging off the trees and stuff like that.
Right.
The spider webs. You step on something that pops out of you. And my wife's like, maybe this year we should do just like a blow up pumpkin and a colorful Frankenstein. So we're going to do that. But the basement of our house, we are going to absolutely dial into one of the spookiest places you've ever seen. Rich, I'll send you pictures.
You have to, Taylor. You have to, because I've been to some spooky places. What's your favorite costume that you've ever What's your tour de force? What would be your top achievement in this department?
Probably my best Halloween costume I ever had was when the movie Titanic came out. I was a huge fan.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to be Jack. I didn't want to be Rose. I didn't want to be the captain.
Okay.
I was so infatuated with the show. I just wanted to be on the ship.
Okay.
So I decided to be a regular, just a cruiseman on the ship. My mom made me a whole thing. I definitely died, right? Women and children first. It's the whole gig.
Yeah.
But my mom made me my own little blazer. I had the cool little hat that you can get at In-N-Out Burger, but without the In-N-Out Burger sign on it. I was crushing it, dude. It was my favorite thing. College, I got a little more lazy. I was always an off-duty cop, right? I had the khaki shorts tucked into a tank top. Go over to kids with paraphernalia saying, hey, I could do something about this, but I'm off duty right now. That was always my go-to fit during the whole week.
Well, when you had khakis, I would have thought maybe you were going to hardball, but when you said khaki shorts, I totally get it.
I know, khaki shorts, high thigh. A lot of thigh showing on the boy.
Fantastic. Taylor Lewan here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's talk National Football League football. Taylor, tonight on NFL Network, Game Day morning season preview, I have to choose who wins each division. Why should I choose the Titans to win the AFC South?
I'll tell you what, this is a classic baiting question that somebody would give a player so that they can get some bulletin board information. I think here's what I think. I think since I've gotten to the NFL,
Yes.
the AFC South has gotten stronger and stronger every single year.
Mm-hmm.
All teams have done very well, and I think that any time more than ever
Yes.
since 2014. That's how long I've been in the NFL. Thank you for those of you listening. I am a seasoned vet. Anybody of all those years, I mean, this is the best, on paper team I've been on. I think the closest team I've been on, and the luxury of being in the same offense for 3 years is pretty huge too, which I have not had. But we've looked good in camp. We obviously had up days and down days, but I would, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would put every single dollar I've ever made in my entire life on the Titans.
Okay. Woo. All right. Now, again, you are accusing me of trying to get you to say something and bait something that we could use as clickbait. I'm trying to get a better at my job. I'm trying to be more informed. I'm talking to an actual left tackle, Pro Bowl left tackle of a team that almost made the Super Bowl, that returned their quarterback and running back who got paid. You know what I'm saying? Who, by the way, also added Jadeveon Clowney over the weekend. You're off today, so I imagine you have not seen him in the flesh just yet.
No, I haven't seen him yet. I don't know Jadeveon like personally. Like we haven't like exchanged phone numbers, gone to have tea together or anything like that. But what I have done is I've played against him a lot, and I know that he's an extremely talented individual. Ben Jones, our center, played in Houston with him. So while we were in the recruitment process, like the Saints wants to send their whole, the whole flock of upstairs guys down to go see him, Ben and I made a quick little FaceTime call. So we FaceTimed Jadeveon. Jadeveon answered the phone.
Mm-hmm.
He looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I told him, listen, buddy, everyone remembers the Outback Bowl. Everyone remembers how you made that play. the best ball, don't lie play of all time. Said, we can do that together now. You and me against the world, baby. Huh? It's beautiful.
Right.
He laughed. I don't know if it was a charity laugh or whatever, but he gave me a laugh. 24 hours later, he agreed to terms with the Tennessee Titans. So did I do something?
You closed
it. Hard to say, but I think the answer is yes.
You closed it.
Coffee's for closers.
You didn't blow that block in the Outback Bowl, did you, Taylor?
It was a deuce. No, see, Rich, if you listen to Bustin' with the Boys every Monday night and Tuesday on YouTube, you can subscribe and rate 5 stars for all the Peacock listeners and NBC and everybody else that's on there. You'll know that it was a gap scheme play, and I called a deuce because they like to loop out that 2-eye quite a bit. We had George Kittle on the show one time, and his father came with.
Yes.
And then his father tried to tell me how I was wrong and how that was actually my fault and I shouldn't have called a deuce. To that I say phooey. It's been too many years. Who knows now?
It is fuzzy. It's hazy. It is hazy, although we do see, oh, my God, it's either that or Appalachian State, which had,
the anniversary was last week, guys.
I'm aware of that.
Oh, sorry.
I see that. Those two things I see on my Twitter timeline way too much, Taylor. I can't have it anymore. I won't have it.
We have the rookie running back we have from Appalachian State. He had the audacity to bring it up to me.
And?
He said, hey, 13 years ago today, did you know that Appalachian – I said, hey, buddy, I wasn't even there. All right, called Jake Long. All right, called Chad Henne. All right, the boy was in high school. That's my only go-to, defense mechanism I have, right? It's like, right. I wasn't there, don't worry.
Right.
Instead of didn't make a bowl game my first year, and pretty dark years, the years I was there, that's not really too much to brag about. But we're on the up and up, Rich, and I'm happy about that.
So Vrabel put him up to it, though, Taylor, right? Don't you think?
Sure. Vrabel's always doing something. I tell you, you want to almost fight a football coach, you watch the game with him. Because he's so condescending the way he talks. Like, we had a punt block last year or something like that. He's like, well, why would you guys do that? Well, that's just bad football. Why would you guys coach that? Mm-hmm. He's on it. He likes to be the top dog, and he definitely, when Ohio State's been playing Michigan lately, he has every right to be.
Well, look, I don't want to get you in trouble with the boss, though, but I don't know if I've had you on since the draft. What'd you think of his, Blue Man Group situation that he had in his draft house?
I think it was solid. His kids are hilarious, so it was right up their alley, just trying to go viral quick, and it worked. Okay. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky said that. So I appreciate it. I like it. I like a little thinking outside the box.
I love it. Look, I know you're strolling around outside of a Halloween store right now, but just to get brass tacks here, Taylor, how good is this team? Seriously, you've been on a ton of good teams. You damn near made the Super Bowl last year. Nobody's really talking about your team. You can use that as a card to play as well. How good are the Tennessee Titans entering 2020 in your estimation?
to be honest with you,
I want honesty.
we have a huge test in front of us week 1, right? With Drew Lock finishing 4-1, the way their defense is coming along, Bradley Chubb sounds like he's going to be healthy. He's an extremely good young pass rusher. Von Miller, obviously a walking Hall of Famer in the NFL. I think we'll have a lot of questions answered after that first game.
And that's it? Just one game? Did you just one game at a time, mate? Did you just do that?
I'm a one game at a time guy, man. I tell you, I'm not trying to be on anybody's bulletin board at this point. I'm trying to play some good ball. Man, I don't want to go in my team meeting tomorrow and Rabel popping up articles of Taylor Lewan, the Rich Eisen Show, saying we're this, that, and the other.
Right.
Can't do it, man. Can't do it.
I mean, what if I came on?
I've seen Braves expose too many guys.
All right. So you want to talk up your quarterback, Tannehill? Because, again, nobody's talking about him, and he was dynamite last year. How's he looking?
I'll tell you what, but I think he's thrown some good balls. I think, when you're in camp, my biggest thing is, hey, focus on, just being ready to play the first game, right? I don't need to worry about how this guy's doing, that guy's doing.
Right.
He's thrown so many good balls in camp that Keith Carter, our O-line coach, will literally stop in the middle of our film and say, hey, just watch this throw real quick. He's put some dimes out there, man, and he's got a great leadership presence. So he comes in, somebody messes up, he's not afraid to tell them that they messed up. And he takes criticism as well, too. So I'm excited for him. I wish I could give you more, Rich. I feel it. Jeez. I feel the animosity right now. Like I'm never having this guy on again.
It's not animosity. It's just like, how would you like it if you had me on and I said, I'm just taking it one show at a time? I mean, I'm busting with the boys. Like if that's the game I brought to your pod,
I'd be pretty disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I hate myself right now. Does that make you feel better? I hate myself.
Come on, you just say, you know what, you're going to take care of Von Miller, and then the next week the Jaguars are tanking anyway, right? I mean, come on, put it out there, Taylor. I mean, just let's go one by one here. Win, 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 right down the line. You could say something.
What do you
like
think's going on in Jacksonville? What's your thoughts on Jacksonville right now?
Look at you turning the tables.
I mean, they had a good, solid offensive line.
Right.
Their quarterback's good. Gardner Minshew, he showed a lot of promise last year.
Yeah.
But Leonard Fournette, he's a huge key, right? 1,000-yard back the last 2 years.
Right.
Get rid of Yannick Ngakoue, and I did say that, right? He's a good friend of mine. He also sometimes is not my friend based on how well the game's going. They have some good players there. Calais Campbell is now in Baltimore. How about Baltimore, too? My goodness, they're stacked up there.
I like it. See, that's the way to turn the tables, Taylor. Start talking
They're
football, man.
stacked.
Start talking football.
What do you think? But the Chiefs, though.
What do I
think Mahomes strikes me as the kind of guy that gets a $500 million contract and just says, I'm done. I'm just going to pack it in. He doesn't seem like he's a big work ethic guy to me. So. Mahomie.
I agree.
No, I love Patrick, dude. He's the man. He's awesome.
Yeah, I think, right. He's just playing video games with his hands down his pants sitting on the couch right now. He's not ready for Thursday night at all.
I got that bank. I'm good.
I figured as much. All right, so let's talk about your pod before I let you go because I know you want to talk about it. I'm asking you for your advice here, okay? Because last few times you've come on, I've talked about you hosting Bussin' with the Boys, and I don't mention Will Compton's name, and it really pisses him off. Do I again, I know I'm talking about it on live Quadcast. We call it the Quadcast because there's 4 different methods of communication right now that we're on. So do I just keep it up? Do I just to piss him do I just piss him off? What do you think? Just keep going.
Here's the thing about WC. We won't even say his name right now. The thing about WC.
Right.
He is the brains, the operation.
Yes.
He's everything in this podcast. I'm the guy that shows up for an hour. Hey, was that good? It was all right. Okay, I'm out of here. I'm done. I got to go be a family man, right?
Okay, yes.
Will has put all the ingredients in this thing, and he stirred everything up, got everything together, preheated the oven to 425, and all I did was put it in the oven. You know what I'm saying? That's all I did to help out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's only fitting that we keep busting some chops and just call him WC. Don't give him any credit. Taylor Lewan's podcast on Bustin' with the Boys. Subscribe, rate 5 stars. You know what? It's great. It's probably not a 5-star podcast, but don't rate us 4. That'd be disrespectful.
Can I be disrespectful and piss him off right now anyway, Taylor?
Go ahead.
What team is he on right now?
I'll tell you what. You want to talk about impressing people, man. Will Compton came into the Titans looking good. You know, I think we led the league in the most Caucasian white linebackers in the league, and he has been shining out of all of them. He's been doing a great job, man.
So, do you have a motor in the bus, or have you totally given up that someone's got to sit on a bus to be on your podcast? That's why it's called Bussin' with the Boys. Like what? Come on now. Have you just give it up and just go to the studio and just,
I'm not going to go into the studio. What we can do is we can get a nice little cool space. We're actually looking to rent a space right now. Put the bus right in the middle of the whole place. Maybe make a little storefront. sell some stuff with Rich Eisen face on it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Not pay you a dime for anything, but still use your likeness.
Okay.
The old NCAA move. You know what I'm saying?
Like half the people on Redbubble that I see mocking off my mugs right now, I'm coming after very shortly. Those people.
You're going after them?
Oh, yeah. Damn straight. I see everything out there. That's everything out there. Oh, yeah. I'm a litigious. You don't want to mess with me.
I'll tell you what. I don't want to mess with your vocabulary either, because litigious out of nowhere. That's pretty impressive.
I went to Michigan, Taylor. So did you. Oh,
hey,
gosh.
we both did. I ain't saying litigious. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
When you see Rich Eisen T-shirts coming out in the Bussin' with the Boys Barstool vibe, ignore us. All right, let us make some money and move on.
Taylor, you take care of yourself, man. We're gonna check in with you, and just stay safe. Is everybody? Is your whole team? I'm serious. This last serious question: is your whole team like locked in? That nobody's doing anything stupid? That you're not concerned when you're going to go on the road? That everybody's going to actually lock in and do the right thing and mask up and get you through the season? Is that conversation happen? You convinced or what?
I would say that we have a good group of guys for sure, and I think. There's so many rules and there's so many fines, and the new CBA, you can't fine somebody, then rescind the fine. I think people, even if they're thinking, like, hey, maybe I could go out, oh, maybe I could do this, maybe I could go see this person, you start messing with people's game checks and stuff like that, people will button up real fast. I think we're going to be smart. I think we got to get past this first week. We get past this first week playing ball, and there's not a big spike, I don't think there's been any positive tests, right? Everyone's pretty negative. I think that's the news. I don't really follow it, but
right.
It seems like there's been very little to none cases. If that's the case, and we keep that going through week one, I think we're seeing a full 16-game season. Those playoffs are going to look money in the bank, baby. I can't wait.
Knock on wood if you're with me. Taylor Lewan, everybody. Okay. Thanks for the call, man. Bussin' with the boys with WC. Who's on what team now? What team's he on?
He's on the Tennessee Titans, baby.
Which he did just to make sure that it's a nice geographically sound bus location for your podcast. Which, by the way, I'm happy to come on, Taylor, whenever you want. I'll just take it one question at a time and hope for the best.
I'll tell you what, it's nice to see you finally coming around, because before it was I had to make these list of demands. I have to follow these things, and now finally you're coming around. I like that. Thank you.
You got it, Taylor. You take care. Best to your family. Enjoy that shopping for the pre-Spooktober.
Oh, you as well. Have a great day.
Okay, you got it. That's Taylor Lewan, one of our favorite guests. God, that guy cracks me up. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.